Another day, another story. Hi, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the intellectual capital theory, books. Before the book review, let me tell you about the author. Masuda Muneaki was born in Osaka in 1951 and is the president and CEO of the Culture Convenience Club, CCC, which operates more than 1,400 lifestyle bookstores, Tsutaya, across Japan. He is the creator of the success story of small business owners and started from a small bookstore in 1983 and has now grown into a company with 50,000 members and sales of more than 2 trillion Korean won, as of 2016. Masuda introduced himself as a planner, and has been devising new business models with constant ideas. Instead of starting a point card, current T-point business early and accumulating points to customers, his idea analyzed customers' purchasing patterns and incorporated cultural media such as books, records, and DVDs into their lifestyles to melt them into the Tsutaya bookstore. This is a new business model. Tokyo's famous Daikanyama Tsutaya bookstore, a quiet neighborhood in Shibuya-ku, Tokyo, in 2011. 3 buildings in Daikanyama will be introduced as bookstores. This bookstore is not just a space for selling books, but a complex experience space that combines culture and relaxation, and is a building with thorough planning intentions for a long time. Let's go into the intellectual capital theory, book. Intellectual Capital Theory is a book written by Masuda Muneaki, whose original work was published in October 2014 and translated and published by Minhyamsa of South Korea on November 2, 2015. The book contains his innovative management philosophy and tells us that information and knowledge will be key resources for future economic growth. It also deals with how companies or organizations can leverage their intellectual capital, human capital, information, and knowledge, to become competitive and drive innovation. One of the key points of the book is the idea of a knowledge economy. Unlike past industrial revolutions, Muneaki argues that future economic growth depends on companies' ability to effectively manage and utilize their intellectual capital. Emphasize that creating and organically managing intellectual capital advances corporate competitiveness. The author calls the current society a third stage, where customers envy their own style amid a flood of goods and services. Third stage refers to a society that is one step further than second stage, which wants various products in a stable situation. He says that if existing companies stayed on the second stage, they now need to pay attention to the third stage, customers want. His bookstore is no longer a place where bookstores sell books to customers, but a place where they suggest lifestyle. With the recommended concierge service and the opening of Starbucks Barista, we captured special customer experiences in Tsutaya bookstore. In addition, the book deals with important concepts in the age of knowledge economy. Examples include informatization, knowledge management, innovation, and learning organizations. These concepts can help companies or organizations maximize their intellectual capital and stay competitive. Muneaki suggests how these concepts play a role in achieving new economic growth and continuous innovation. He emphasizes the importance of reflecting active sharing of information and knowledge and an open culture of collaboration in corporate culture and strategy, which he argues can help companies build a more responsive growth model for the future. With the advent of the information age, we are discussing the importance of intellectual assets. Highlights include the importance of intellectual assets. The book emphasizes the importance of intellectual assets beyond existing material capital. As much as or more than material assets, they argue that intellectual assets affect the competitiveness and performance of a company or country. Intellectual assets and competitiveness. Masuda sees intellectual assets as a key component of competitiveness and innovation. In a modern society where technology and information technology are rapidly advancing, companies and countries argue that the ability to create and manage intellectual assets is important. Types and values of intellectual assets. Intellectual assets include knowledge, technology, know-how, brands, patents, etc. They say these intellectual assets should be recognized as a key resource for the future growth and development of a company or country. Intellectual property management and utilization. The book explores effective management and utilization of intellectual property. They argue that intellectual assets must be protected and maintained, which can create new value and innovate. Social meaning of intellectual capital theory. Masuda believes that the importance of intellectual assets affects not only companies but society as a whole. The book discusses the formation and development of a knowledge-based society, and deals with its relevance to education, policy, and industrial structure. Intellectual Capital Theory is a book of interest not only in economics but also in planning, corporate management, policymaking, and education, providing an opportunity to think about the role and importance of intellectual assets in a society that changes with the information age. In conclusion, Intellectual Capital Theory is a guide to preparing for the age of the knowledge economy, and is a useful book that provides planning and ideas that can help business and organizational leaders achieve economic success. This is the end of today's book review. Subscriptions and likes are a great help to video production.